Well, so it's a real pleasure to welcome Bernard. Bernard, who is coming from San Diego, to take the opportunity of a visit to Paris to share with us his knowledge, his great experience in entrepreneurship, in education, in entrepreneurship, with all the work he's doing in San Diego University, that he will go through and present it to us. Okay. Thank you, Bernard.
Thank you. First, it's an honor to be here. Anywhere that I go to another university, I'm always very gracious of how people are in welcoming people from other universities. That's how we learn and share, right? But special thanks to Jean-Christophe, who I met in San Diego 6-7 months ago, and he said, if you come to Paris, we need to do something. And I said, I don't know if I'm coming to Paris. 2 months later, I made the decision to bring students here. I have students at a school here, and we are teaching. I'm teaching an entrepreneurship course, a full course in 3 weeks here in Paris. I'm teaching the full course, and we are meeting 10 entrepreneurs. So school in the morning, every day we go meet an entrepreneur. Okay. Special thanks to the Dean for allowing Jean-Christophe to convince you to have me come here and speak. I appreciate that. I am an entrepreneur. I spent years of my life becoming a marketing expert, and then I became an entrepreneur. I was not born to be an entrepreneur. I became one. And I think I became one because I became an expert in marketing. San Diego State, 7 colleges on the campus, 32,000 students, 80,000 applications this year to enter the university. We only have room for 4,400. It's very competitive. We have 15,000 faculty and staff that manage the university. We're a public university. We're not private. And we were founded in 1897. This is my background. 22 years marketing, 14 years in marketing agencies. These are the accounts that I led, worked on. Kellogg's, Mercedes, Nike. I helped launch Amazon. I worked the first 3 years doing all the marketing for Amazon. I launched Yahoo when they were still on the campus. I worked at Apple. Lots of opportunities, lots of fun, lots of fun. I grew a company with 3 other people to 1 billion. It was a marketing agency in Silicon Valley. We took it public, and then we grew to 10,000 employees and 1 billion in 5 years. It got so big, I had to leave. 8 years, then I spent the next 8 years, how would I say this? Coming in and managing companies that are in trouble. So I came in to help companies. All of these companies were sold. I came in, what's the strategy? Fix it, grow it, sell it. Okay? I didn't want to do that anymore, and I said, I'm going to do something that I've always wanted to do in my life, because I've guest lectured at universities in my career. I'm going to go to a university. Never taught a class, but I said I'm going. I've been at San Diego State now for 8 years. I started teaching integrated marketing, and when I became a director of the center, I started teaching entrepreneurship. So, when I arrived on the campus in 2006 in San Diego State, there's an entrepreneurship specialization in the College of Business within the management major. There's no campus minor. There's no strategy that I can see for entrepreneurship. There's no university strategy for entrepreneurship. And the Entrepreneurship Center is a silo on the campus. We are on one end of the campus. We are not connected to any of the 7 colleges, other than the College of Business. But because we're a private center, we get no funding from the College of Business or the university. We are a small business on the campus. If we don't raise money and support the center, we don't exist. So, this is what I see. So, they asked me to be the director. I was on the campus teaching for 1 year, and I did not know we had an entrepreneurship center. I meet someone at a networking event one day, and he says, what do you do? I said, I teach in marketing. I go, what do you do? He goes, I'm an executive director in the Entrepreneur Center. I go, we have one? Where is it? This is the first time I hear of it. He goes, that's a problem. We only have about 100, 120 students we work with in the business school. We don't do anything on the campus. And but I looked at him and I said, but the world has changed. You know, the millennials, they're a generation that's going to change the way we look at entrepreneurship. And they want everything now. They have no patience. And they're not going to work. Seeing the recession, they're not going to work for anyone for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Okay? So how are we going to prepare them to leave the university if that's the world? And so he said, that is the challenge. Would you like the job? And I said, I like the job because it's a big challenge. I've never spent 5 years doing anything. Amazon, 1 year, 3 million, 110 million. You know, different accounts, fast. My career, I move companies fast. 5 years, I say to myself, it's a good thing I'm a little older because I've never spent 5 years doing anything. Okay? So, the first thing we do is we create on our own, no money, we create an entrepreneurship honors program. We only select 10 students. We say, we open up to the campus and we say, what student wants a 1 year, almost honors type program in our center? We get maybe 20 applications, we choose 10, and we start. We create a competition on the campus. I arrive on the campus, I see that there are national competitions. There's no campus competition on our own campus. I said, we need to create a competition immediately. $500 prize, open to the campus, start marketing. Who will come? I don't know. Start marketing. You know, get the kids to come to the competition. I interviewed, on my first day, I interviewed all the employees of the center. We had 5. Every single employee told me they did not want to be in the center. I said, okay. So, like in France, perhaps, you cannot fire people on a university campus. So I said, what do you want to do? And he said, well, I want to work in an art museum. I want to work, you know, in teaching. I want to do this. I helped all of them in 3 months find new jobs. And I replaced them with students. Today, we run our center 100% with 10 students, undergrad and graduate. So, when someone asked me, what is your strategy? I said, how can we not be anything less than a global leader in entrepreneurship? We are either going to be successful or we're not. So we need to set a strategy. We need to set an objective. What is our objective? And so I repositioned the center, redid all the identity, all the branding, new website, global leader in entrepreneurship. Doesn't say we're number 1, doesn't say we're the only one. This is what we aspire to be, a global leader in entrepreneurship. And that's how we start to behave. 2008, 2009, good timing, the recession. It's a good thing. Why? Students are seeing their family, their friends, laid off from work. They're like, oh, I don't want this to happen to me. What's this thing about entrepreneurship where I start my own company? I believe more startup companies will come out of this recession amongst the age group of 18 to 30 than in the history of the United States. Simply because of the recession. It's their first recession. They think it's the only recession they've seen. For those of us in the room that are a little bit older, we've seen 6 or 7. They happen. You always recover from a recession. But for these students, it was a shock. It was a shock to their system. So, millennials will not work for anyone for 3 years. This is my personal philosophy. I work, by the way, with a lot of startups. I mentor more than 20. And then we talk to companies. What do you want? What are the competencies you want? Some of them. We need people that are problem solvers. We need people that are flexible and adaptable, creative and innovative, strong communication, and team-oriented in results. They need to be schooled in their major. They have to be able to do this. Build those competencies. 2010, good timing. We get a new business school dean and a new university president in the same year. They come in, middle of the recession, they see what we're doing, entrepreneur efforts, good, we're building bridges across the campus, and they say, you know what you're doing needs to become part of what we do here at this university. They both say it's critical. This is a quote, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. So we were working hard for 2 years with no one helping us, no one supporting us, everybody going all over the campus, people like entrepreneurship, entrepreneurship. New dean, new president arrive in the university. President takes 6 months to understand the university. After 6 months, he comes out and he says, we have 3 things we're going to do well. A, B, and entrepreneurship. I was like, yes. So it is written into the strategic plan of the university now. That opens up the campus. So we start building bridges across the campus. I start meeting with people in engineering, meeting with people in science. Because of my background, I have a passion for art and film and graphic design. So I'm meeting with those. Matter of fact, we launched the first music entrepreneurship business major in the United States this fall for music students. They now are taking music and they have a business major in the music program, right? Because how many people get a music degree and that becomes a career for them? 5 out of 100? 6? So why can't we teach them? Manage the music hall, manage the musicians, manage a new Shopify. You know, these are things, you know, run a house of blues or a nightclub. These are things they can still do that are related to music, right? We're introducing new programs at a low cost. We now have an incubator on the campus. We strategically put it in the engineering building, even though it's open to all students on the campus. This is our 3rd year. We have 76 companies in the incubator. And the honors program that we started with now has, it's a 2-year program. It is now in the university curriculum. We took we took it as a program. We created 4 courses, 1, 2, 3, 4 in succession. It is now in the catalog. It is in the program, and it is now truly an honors program. Very hard to get into. This last year we still take 20, but we have 2 years now rolling, right? 1st year, 2nd year, so we have 40. This year we had 210 applications for 20 spots. We expanded the programs in the center to go along with university requirements. For example, in our MBA program, you must do an internship with a startup company if you're in the entrepreneurship major. If you do not do an internship with a startup company, you do not graduate. We grew the club on campus. We now have a student club on the campus. It had 10 members. Today it has 240. And they touch and create events for 5,000 students every year. That's how many students in total come to their events. And they bring speakers on the campus and whatnot. We expanded our nonprofit and our small business consulting. So we offer that to both undergrads and grads. We do about 100 internships a year. We charge. We make money on those internships. We've tripled the courses that we offer. We now have courses in social, family, international entrepreneurship. 2 years ago, we began the long bureaucratic process, paper process, of creating a minor on the campus. You have to go through the business school committee, then you have to go through a higher business school committee, then you have to go through a university, this committee, then you have to go to a Senate committee, and then you have to go to the state, right? So it takes 2 years. So we didn't stop. We come back, reject it, go again. Come back, paper, go again. So we now have a minor on the campus that's open to all 32,000 students. We engaged our alumni. When I came into the center, I said, who are the people that have gone to San Diego State University and have created companies? Oh, we have many. I go, where are they? Oh, they're here. Do they speak on the campus? No. Do they mentor the students? No. So in 2 years, 300 entrepreneurs we invite back to the campus, mentoring students, speaking on the campus, judging competitions. We just invite them back. We don't say give us money, we invite them back. Later we get the money. And we created San Diego State. As I look in the state of California, we have 57 universities in the state of California. Right? Population is 38 million in the state of California. We don't speak to one another. So I go to my executive director and I go, I know there's national conferences everybody goes to, but why is there no California conference on entrepreneurship? Like, why? He goes, I don't know. And I go, well, as a leader, we should create one. And he goes, do you think you can create a conference? I said, yeah, I think I can. So last year we launched the first California conference. We had people from 37 out of the 57 universities attend. This year, it's in March again. We expect almost 40 to 45 universities present, maybe about 250 people. They're coming to our campus. We're not speaking. We're bringing everyone together, and it's sharing. Everyone is coming to share what they're doing in entrepreneurship. It's all sharing. And yet they're doing it through us. So how do we look? We look like a leader. Why us? Why not Stanford? Why not Berkeley? Because you have a marketing guy. All right, so here's what's happened. In 7 years, top 20 ranking in the United States as most entrepreneurial university, from no ranking. New entrepreneurship minor across the entire campus. We raised $10 million from alumni. They looked at what we were doing. They said, we love what you're doing. So from entrepreneur alumni, gave us $10 million, right, to fund the center. It's now in the strategic plan. Music is the first major. We now have discussions with film, art, engineering, and biotech, all to bring entrepreneurship into their programs. They're not changing the core discipline of what they're teaching. They're understanding, though, that the world has changed and they need to better prepare the students. With maybe not to be entrepreneurs, but to have more of a creative, innovative entrepreneur view and not so isolated. Think more, be more creative, be more nimble, be a little bit quicker, because that's the way the world's moving. And we need to train them to do that. It doesn't come naturally for a lot of people. All right, so what are the lessons learned? Have a strategic vision or goal, a simple vision or goal. How you achieve it will change. Don't worry about how you achieve the vision. It will change, because as the more people get involved, you will have to modify and adapt and keep moving. The millennials, they're a big population. In the United States, by 2020, the millennials will be the largest population segment in the United States, 80 million. That's more than the current largest population, which is the baby boomers. So 18 to 35 will be 81 million in the United States in just 5 years. They're a unique generation. They grew up with iPads and smartphones. And you have to know how to deal with them and how to support them and how to teach them. If you don't, I believe there's a cost. They will be the largest population in our country for 25 years. And so I think you have to know a lot about them. I think you have to study them. I think you have to know them. And I believe, this is my personal opinion, I'm not here as a representative of the university, exactly, but I believe that the programs must have a blend of academic and what we call experiential, the experience of being an entrepreneur, an internship, a startup competition, maybe creating a company on the campus and going into the incubator, being mentored by alumni. There needs to be a set of experiences that you need to acquire along with your academic knowledge, because this is what your peers are doing. You're competing against yourself if you're a student. You're not competing against anyone else. You're competing against yourself. However, how high will you set your bar? Because in other places of the world, students are setting a high bar. Not just academic, but preparedness. I have freshmen who come to me in the center, freshmen, 18 years old. I came to this university because of entrepreneurship. What do you want from me? Everything. And I say, well, you're a freshman. He said, yeah, I want an internship now. I want a mentor now. I have students that are coming to me and asking that, and we're giving it to them. What do you think that 22-year-old's going to look like when they come off the campus? They're going to be as strong as some of you. They will be, because they will have spent 4 years getting their education and 4 years starting companies, being mentored, winning competitions. They are fearless. I am mentoring 20 companies right now. They range in income from 400,000 to about 15 million. There is no one in that age range that is older than 27. They're fearless. Where did they learn that fearlessness? On the campus. They learned it on the campus. All right. Some of this is my personal point of view. If you want to understand how I see the world, I have a book coming out in February. I'm not here to sell you my book. I didn't write a book for me. I wrote a book for my future students, and the students I cannot reach. And so this is not a book about me. This is a book of how I see the world in the next 5 to 7 years and how you can create companies faster. That's why I call it Fail Fast or Win Big. I see tremendous opportunities. So how can I give something to someone? I look forward 5, 7 years and I say, this is what's coming. If you want to create a company, know this, do this now, move quick. That's the kind of book it is. It's been an honor to talk to you.